All right, so the thought is the whole world is your gym. So like obviously now the gyms are closed, I'm like, I would prefer to have a gym, but whatever, make do what you got. So now whenever I go on walks, I'm kind of looking for places I could work out. And so this is kind of interesting because essentially I could put my left hand here, my right hand here, and I could essentially do dips, which has been super duper fun. And actually as a consequence, I guess I could have a lot of fun with that, and it gets a really good shoulder workout and chest workout and triceps. It's almost kind of like the motion of doing you know, when you do a muscle up and then you do the dip thing afterwards. It's kind of like the same gist. So I don't know, I think maybe more of us during COVID times, we should get into parkour and just kind of like, you know, look at the city, it's all empty, and just think, okay, what will be fun places where I could parkour and do fun silly stuff. So even just like some personal recommendations I got is that now that these times are quite whatevers, it seems like right now, I was talking to my buddy, and it looks like the companies that are killing it right now or doing well is tech companies or media companies or any kind of companies that, you know, just require you having a computer, which is pretty cool. Yo, do you see Ed Gallen faces here? Oh, I kind of like this too. So essentially, right now could be a really good opportunity for you to create your own media empire. So a media empire, thinking about starting your website, starting your blog, and think of yourself like your own news channel or your own media channel and whatever kind of media you create. So media is interesting because media means like a medium between me and you. So what separates us two is, you know, the technology which connects us. And so maybe like, you know, you could become kind of like Mad Men, where you create your own media thing, obviously without all the corruption and whatnot. And you know, the critique that a lot of people say is that, oh, you know, like, oh, why am I to do this kind of thing? My life is boring and uninteresting, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, right now from COVID, fucking everyone's life is interesting in some regard. So even for you to talk about, you know, start a website or a blog, for you to share your thoughts, your, you know, your feelings, your depressions, your anxieties and stuff like that, I think could actually be a really good thing. It could be very cathartic for yourself and also very helpful and cathartic to others. So yeah, that's why I think it's just kind of cool, is that like it kind of cuts both ways, and it's very, very useful in terms of, you know, just kind of like helping yourself and also helping others as well. So I don't know, like right now, my personal opinion is it's probably the most interesting time to be alive right now. Like even for my whole life, truth be told, like, you know, in terms of the external world, it's been pretty boring. Like I would read in history books about, you know, like people going to war and stuff like that. And obviously I don't want to go to war and die and stuff like that. But I think the general malaise of people my generation, so I'm 32, so like, you know, baby, like 80s babies, right? Is that anyone born around like, anyone who right now who's in their like late 20s, early 30s, generally the malaise of us is like, you know, people tend to call us millennials, but I don't really like millennials. I prefer Gen Y or something, because when people call me a millennial, I take that as an insult. But so the general issue with 80s babies is that we want to do great things and we have great ambitions, but for the most part, the world was kind of how you say that, like actually when I graduated there was like the housing market crash, so the economy was really shit and stuff like that. But for the most part, the economy was bad, which meant it was hard to get jobs. But for the most part, the world kind of looked the same. But now, man, dude, this is like what we're experiencing. COVID is so interesting to me because it's kind of like zombie apocalypse meets post-apocalyptic world meets, you know, Mad Max and stuff like that. And you know, I studied sociology, and to me this feels like the ultimate sociological experiment. I think a lot of people's true colors start to come out, who people really are and stuff like that. So I find the whole thing quite interesting. And so the question is like, what should I blog about? What should I blog about and stuff like that? I think generally the best idea is, yeah, just blog and write about your own personal life experiences. I mean, at this point, there's no right or wrong. And I think the more you write about your experiences, your thoughts and stuff, the better you'll feel. And also you'll kind of inspire and motivate other people to do the same too. And it does seem that like us humans, one of our greatest joys in life is feeling like we're somehow making an impact, or we're changing things, or we're, you know, affecting other people's and stuff like that. And how do we best do that? I think we best do that by, yeah, sharing our thoughts, sharing our lives, sharing our artworks and stuff like that. So in today's Brave New World, I think there's a quadrillion different interesting things you could do. So don't sleep on this opportunity. Make the best out of it. And let's see how you can thrive in today's Brave New World.